Love makes me treat you the way that I do. Gee, baby, ain't I good to you? There's nothing too good for a girl that's so true. Gee, baby, ain't I good to you? I bought you a fur coat for Christmas, a diamond ring.
Greetings, peeps. Welcome to Music Elements Online. I am your host, Dr. Tim Hendrickson, and I will be with you for the next 14 weeks or so, as long as the semester lasts. My apologies for taking so long to get this video out to you. I've had some technical difficulties, but for the time being, they appear to be resolved. So, what is this course about? Well, essentially, this course, Music Elements, is an elementary, rudimentary music theory course. Every discipline, mathematics, science, physics, you name it, has some type of theory side and application side. And in music, there is no difference. There is also a theory side and an application side. We call the application side usually performance, but there's also a theory side. And essentially what we're going to be learning in here is the basics of the music elements, such as pitch and notation, notes in other words, and note names. And we're going to be learning about rhythm and meter and how these things are organized and put together to create music, the music that we listen to, in fact. So let's look a little bit into our syllabus. I'm not going to read through the entire syllabus for you. I think you're all capable of doing that on your own. But let's understand that this is an online course, so you can check out the syllabus online at any time you want. But one of the number one things that you're going to have to realize, if you have not already, is that you have some required materials, and one of those is you must have that online text. You cannot successfully complete the course without it. So if you have not already purchased the online text, you need to do so as quickly as possible. And there's a couple of ways that you can do this. I did send out an email recently with instructions on how to do this. If you have not received that email, then you need to contact me immediately so that I can get those instructions to you. But one of the ways is just to simply go to the Delta College bookstore. They have the access codes there for you to purchase, or you can go directly to the publisher. The publisher is Connect for Education, and you can go to their site online. Either way works. I believe the price of the textbook is the same either way. And I should mention that you're not actually buying a physical book. You're buying a registration access code. And then once you purchase that access code, there are instructions on the card how to register it. And so you got to register your access code just like you register for the course. You've got to register for the access code, and that gives you access to the online text. Once you have that, you can see that the majority of our assignments, our reading, our worksheets, our quizzes, exams, everything is on that online text with only a couple of exceptions. So let's talk about a couple of more things related to the syllabus. And these are things that you would have in a face-to-face class. Let's talk about the one that kind of puzzles everybody a little bit, and that is attendance. Since our course is asynchronous, we don't meet on a regular basis. There is no set class time for us. It's just simply left up to you. Your work will be up to you on how you do it, how you go about doing it, and the time that you go about doing it. Your study time and the time for you to complete all of the assignments and materials is up to you. So let's talk a little bit about that, the completion of assignments. Please note that there are date ranges in which you have ample time to complete assignments, in most cases 3 to 4 weeks. Each section, for example, has a date range in which you complete the given classes and the assignments, quizzes, worksheets, etc. Section 1, the keyboard, for example, allows you nearly 3 weeks to complete. So note how each section of our online text, or actually of our course, has something called classes, and within each of the classes there's assignments, there's worksheets and practice worksheets and quizzes. So and you have, like I said, nearly 3 weeks to complete that. Section 1 has a date range that began on January 11th and ends on January 30th. So you should note that each section begins on a Saturday, or excuse me, on a Sunday at 12 midnight or 12 a.m., right? And then it ends always on a Saturday evening at 11:59 p.m. Now, I mention this to you for this reason. Don't wait until 10 minutes to midnight to turn in all your work, okay? If you wait until January 30th, until 11:50 p.m. to start turning in your work, you're not going to finish. You're not going to make it, okay? And, give yourself time. You've got a lot of time. So don't wait until the very last minute to do your assignments, to complete the work. It's essential that you take your time. That's why I allot this time, to understand fully what it is that you're doing, and then give the necessary time allotted to complete all of the work. So please help yourself. Don't wait until the last minute to do an assignment. Anything could happen, right? Power failures, things like that, sharks with laser beams, whatever, don't wait until the last minute. Okay. So, let's talk a little bit about something that is not on the online textbook, and that is the discussion topics, okay? The discussion topics are found on our e-learning site. We're going to talk about the difference between the two in a moment. But because we don't meet physically face-to-face on a regular basis, we're going to be employing the use of these discussion topics on our e-learning site. And this allows us to talk virtually with each other about various music-related items, and then view each other's responses, and then even comment on those responses. One of the things I do in my face-to-face sections of this course is that we have discussions about, music other than the mechanics and the stuff that we're focusing on in our text. We talk about real music that we listen to. So I encourage you, and understand, these discussion topics are part of your regular assignment load. They're not optional. You need to do them in order to receive full credit for the course, okay? And they do count towards your final grade. Let's move ahead to something called communication. If at any time in this course there's an issue, a problem, or a concept that you're unable to grasp, you should email me right away. Don't wait, and don't feel embarrassed. Folks, you may have thought when you took this course, when you signed up, that music, how hard could it be, right? Well, you're about to find out. Music is pretty complex at times, and can be. Yes, there are some easy components to it, and once you grasp the basic elements, yeah, pretty much. There are some, it's easy in that way. The execution of it can be very complex. In other words, learning to play the piano, for example, that can be a rather daunting task. You're not going to learn to play the piano in this course. However, you are going to be using the keyboard. So we're going to talk more about that later on. But I guess what I'm trying to point out to you is, don't wait. If you don't understand something, if you're having trouble, don't wait to talk to me about it. Send me an email. We'll work on it together. I will see to it that it is clarified for you, and we'll see to it that if I can't answer your question, we'll find someone or something that can. And having said that, if we can't resolve it through email, we can do a one-on-one Zoom session, or in absolute necessary for us to meet on a face-to-face basis, we can certainly put that together. Although I do not keep regular office hours due to COVID, things are just all kind of different now. I can still meet with you face-to-face, and we can work that out if it becomes absolutely necessary, and sometimes it does. So the bottom line here is, don't feel embarrassed about not understanding something, okay? Ask questions. That is the assurance here of making a good grade in this course, is that you participate. If you just sit by idly and I never hear from you, you don't participate in discussion topics, you're not going to pass the course, okay? So please do participate. Okay. Now let's talk a little bit more about e-learning and our online text. There are two sides to this story. On the one side, you have e-learning, D2L. On the e-learning site, this is where you'll have all the information pertaining to the course syllabus, the course calendars, section information. There'll be links, useful links and tools found on the e-learning site that will help you with our online text and help you with the overall completion of the course. And our discussion topics are on the e-learning site, okay? You can also view your grades on e-learning, all right? So understand, there's a D2L or e-learning side, and then there's an online textbook side. Now the online text, the C4E Music Fundamentals online text, this is where all of our assignments, the readings, the practice worksheets, quizzes, and exams, everything but the discussion topics is on the online text. Now you might be wondering, how does this work with e-learning? Well, it really doesn't. They're two separate entities. However, I am notified every time you log on to e-learning, every time you log on to our online text. I know, Big Brother is watching you. So please, don't just blow this off. You've got to have that online text, and you've got to be able to get onto e-learning. You can't complete the course without those two separate entities. I should also mention here, once again, anytime you feel that there is a concept you don't get, or there's something that's just not working right, it could also be a technical issue, a technical glitch. If you have a technical glitch with either e-learning or our online text, you need to let me know what's going on, because I may be the only person that can solve it for you, or I might be the only person that can point you in the direction that will lead to a resolution. So please, don't slip into a coma of ignorance. Do ask questions. It is crucial. Okay, let's talk a little bit about grading. Your participation in this course is your grade. So I don't grade on A work alone. I don't grade on correct answers alone. I grade on effort and participation. Okay, if you show me you're working, you're participating, you're gonna make an A. Okay, that there's no way to fail unless you do nothing, and you really have to work at doing nothing in order to get an F in my course. So please do participate, do work at it, do make an effort, and you're going to make an A. You don't want to make an A, you want to make an F, don't do anything. Let it all slip by. That's entirely up to you, okay? So let's take a look at our e-learning site. Okay, so looking at our e-learning site, when you log on and you click on the link for this course, this is what you're going to see. You're going to see our news, whatever you want to call it, information page on our homepage of our course homepage. You see yours truly and a little description about who I am. Nothing earth-shattering there, but something I do want you to notice is the calendar. You have due dates for everything that is due in each section and when. Now don't forget, I mentioned to you that these are the ends of the date ranges, okay? These are the absolute last days that you can turn in work for each of these sections. It doesn't mean that you can't turn it in early. It just means that this is it. After this date, you will not be able to turn in work for that section. So looking at the contents tab, you can see here we have introductions. This will be our first discussion topic. If you've tried to click on this link, you will get an error page. Maybe it looks like it's been fixed, so hopefully you'll be able to do this. Note that you must subscribe to a topic before you can post anything. So let me just check something really quickly here. I'll go back and view this as a student, and we'll click on that link one more time under the contents tab. It will probably come up broken. Or no, oh yeah, not authorized. So don't worry about that. It will be fixed by the time you view this video. So you should be able to get into the discussion topics. Maybe some of you have already looked at the discussion topics, and if you go under activities, you can click on discussions and you can see there are the discussions, the discussion topics there. If you view, I'm going to go back and view this as a student. We'll look at discussions, and you can see here where they are. So part of the problem is the dates that are posted in here are incorrect. So we will fix that, and you will be able to view them. So let's go back to the contents so you can take a look. Notice here you have something called a detailed course calendar. If you click on that link, you will see these date ranges that I'm talking about. This first section that we have is, you know, the date range. It started on the 11th, which was yesterday, my birthday, by the way, and goes until January 29th. I think I said the 30th on the video, but note, please, you have quite a bit of time to finish these assignments. Section 2, it starts on the 16th. Again, you have until the end of the month to finish this. So you'll note that each of these has a very broad date range for you to finish things in. So I encourage you to take a look at when things begin and when they end, so that you allow yourself time. You can also see here under each section, it shows you the date ranges of when they begin and when they end. And note that the midterm, for example, starts on Friday, February 27th, and it ends on March 5th. That's the only one that we have that might be a little bit different as far as the days that it's available. Same is true of the final exam. So if you have any questions about how any of this works, please let me know. Also, viewing your grades. If you click on the grade, you will see that there are every section here, all the assignments, and you'll see what your grade is. It's on a point scale or percentage scale, so you'll see what your grade is. Please be patient. Just because I'm not able to post grades the day after or something like that, your grade will be posted, so no alarm. Okay. And again, at any time you can view the course content. You can view this schedule, and also going to the home page, you can I'll have news and information. I also will send you email communications through our e-learning site. If you go into the email, you should see a list here, a email engine here where you can send me an email. So again, if you have any questions about this, please do not hesitate to get in touch with me. I will do everything in my power to clarify things for you. But if you're familiar with e-learning, you know how this works. Understand, though, that the only assignments that you're going to find on our e-learning site will be those of the discussion topics, nothing else. Everything else in the way of an assignment is on our online text. Okay, so now let's take a look at our online text. Okay, so now let's take a look at our online text. I've brought you to a page that comes up when I access our C4E link. And by the way, the link is c4elink.org. You'll have, again, instructions on our access card to how to register for your online text. You've got to register it before you can get to this stage. But I wanted you to notice here the sections. You, as an online course, are in section 810, WN810. There is also a WN310. I teach that course as well. Now, it's not a big deal if you get into that one. I will have you moved into the proper section. It's the same stuff. It's the same material. Some of the date ranges might be a little bit different, though. So much better if you can register for the proper one. Unless you're taking another C4E course, you won't have another choice. So you click on our textbook site, and for some reason, I don't know why this is, but sometimes it takes just a moment or two for the On Music Fundamentals to come up. But here you go. Here it is. Now I'm going to show you. You have all of these sections. There are 7 sections. You can see how they are laid out. You can also see that each section has classes, okay? There's a section overview, outline, and objectives, and so forth. When you pull up the section overview, many of them have a little video that you can watch. I encourage you to do that. The video usually follows the text to the right, the paragraph there to the right. Also note that maneuvering around, you have these orange arrows on either side and sometimes at the bottom and the top. You just simply click back if you need to, and there you have it, or you can click forward. Either way will work. And when you click forward, that's going to bring you to, the next item on the textbook. So it's kind of like turning pages or looking at chapters and so forth, okay? So I encourage you to read the overview, but I also encourage you just to kind of play around with the online text just to explore what's here, and you can see how things work, how things are put together on our online text. Now, something else that you might find interesting, I'm going to jump to the keyboard introduction, which is class 1, and I wanted to show you that you have a virtual piano. And you can sit here and do this to your heart's content. But I wanted you to notice something, that with this virtual synthesizer here, virtual keyboard that you have, notice how when you hover over the keys, it tells you in that little window, it displays what the notes are and their octave designation, and that's going to become very important to you as you go along in this course. Also, you might want to note that you can pull this keyboard up at various places in your text. So you can be anywhere in your text, and notice down here in the lower left hand corner you have a little keyboard button. You click on that and the keyboard comes up. So if you want to have some fun playing with it, I encourage you to explore it at your leisure. But notice that that will be available to you in several areas of the textbook. Not all, because obviously when you're taking quizzes, they don't want you to be able to cheat, as it were. But it's usually available, So again, take the time to explore the online text. And if you have any questions or any issues, if there are any glitches that come up on the online text, get in touch with me right away so that we can take care of those. Okay? Okay, so hopefully those two brief looks at our e-learning site and our online text have been informative for you. Again, if you are still having difficulty and you don't understand something, whether it's something about the syllabus, the course, e-learning, our online text, please get in touch with me. Let me know. I can and will help you. I said in the beginning, you have date ranges to complete these assignments. It's quite a bit of time to complete all of these assignments. You can see the course calendars and the schedules right on our e-learning site. Each section also shows those date ranges. So please take advantage of the time. Don't wait until the last minute to get things done. And I always get this question every time I teach this course. I get students who say, well, why can't I just go ahead and complete everything? Sorry, that's just not the way this is set up. You have to wait until the assignment opens before you can begin it. If you finish it early and you've done well, terrific, go on to do something else, some other course. You've got to wait though until the section opens before you can begin it. So please understand that it's not something that you can just rush ahead and do all of the work all in 1 week and expect to make an A. That's not how this works. You've got to try. You've got to do these applications. Also, one more thing about the discussion topics. Please understand you must subscribe to each discussion topic before you can post. I ask that you post a response to 2 of the classmates, or you can respond to me. If you want, I will have an opinion or I will have some type of posting for each of the discussion topics, and you're welcome to treat me as a classmate if you want to respond to what I have said. Okay, so I look forward to getting to know each of you, if only virtually, and I look forward to reading your responses and looking at your work. I wish you all success and stay healthy. And it's great to have you with us. So take care. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned, I'm Dr. Hendrickson. You can call me Dr. H. Everybody does. All right, folks, here we go. Good luck.
I'm a sentimental sap, that's all. What's the use of trying not to fall? I have no will, you've made your kill, 'cause you took advantage of me. I'm just like an apple on a bough, and you're gonna shake me down somehow. So what's the use? You've cooked my goose, 'cause you took advantage of me. I'm so hot and bothered.